Hello and welcome to Good Good Investing. My name is Rachel Gren.
And I'm Andrea Slick.
What is Good Good Investing all about, Andrea?
Good Good Investing is an educational podcast and business where we do good for our communities and good for our investors. And we teach others about real estate investing, specifically commercial real estate.
Yes, and we also provide opportunities, which is what this podcast is about today. Woohoo! We are excited to present our newest offering. It is a 506c investment, which just means that we are able to talk about it publicly, which usually we can't do on our opportunities. So that's why we're really excited to present this. It is for accredited investors only, but guys, you might be accredited and not know it actually. I would say most, but there are a lot of accredited investors that have no idea that they're accredited. So contact us if you're not sure if you're accredited or not. Yeah, guys, we are buying a triple net property in Southlake, Texas, and I'm going to pass it over to Andrea to give us the highlights of this investment. Well, firstly, let me just tell you what a triple net lease is. Because
Yes.
we did do a podcast episode about triple net leases, but let me just quickly brush over it here. It's essentially a lease where the tenant is responsible for pretty much all the costs associated with the real estate. So they're responsible to pay the property taxes, they're responsible to pay for property insurance, and they are responsible for all of the property maintenance. So essentially, we have very little costs on a building that we own.
Yeah, and then this particular property is going to be paid for in cash. So we are not using leverage. And sometimes somebody might be like, well, why not use leverage? Why not have a loan out? Well, that's because we want to mitigate risk. So that just means with all the volatility that's going on in the market right now, we want to be in full control of the asset. And also, some of the loans out there just wouldn't give us cash flow because the interest rate is too high. So if we buy this all cash, then we can spread out the NOI and we can divide it up between all of the owners. So that makes it absolutely awesome.
Just more money in our pockets.
Yes, exactly.
That's why right now it's like there's not a lot of deals paying cash flow. And that's because of debt service.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to buy a TLE. It's called the Learning Experience. It is an early childhood center, child care center.
Yeah, but think of like a Montessori or kinder care, stuff like that.
So the awesome thing is that these people, they have over 300 locations or over 450 locations nationwide. So they are very well established. Typically they have it's a franchise model, but this particular location is going to be a trophy location and it's going to be corporately owned. So that's amazing because they have such a strong brand and it's a corporate place where they're actually going to be running trainings through this particular asset. So super good. And if you don't know anything about Southlake, Texas, it is the place to live. It is where all the big houses and mega mansions, mini mansions and mega mansions are. And the annual average salary is about $283,000 a year, right? And so it's such a good location. And we have aerial footage where you can see that it is crossing so many cars are passing by. So it's going to have a lot of visibility from the road. This asset is already 126 children are pre-enrolled before it even opens.
Yes.
Which is so exciting.
They're expecting a full wait list once it opens, which will be, I think, next month, right?
June. Yeah.
June 1st.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, that's just a few days away. And, to her point, it's located on Southlake Boulevard in Southlake. There's 53,000 vehicles per day that pass by the front of this center. I mean, it's incredible. But how much money do we project to make? So, yeah, we can talk a little bit about cash flow and figures like that.
Okay, so this is a 506c deal. This is not a solicitation for offering, but we do want to give projections on what we expect the returns would be. They are projections, nothing is guaranteed. So with $120,000 investment to get into this deal, years 1 to 5, we are projecting a monthly income of $571.10. So that is monthly, which is different than our quarterly payouts that we project in multifamily.
Yeah.
So this is a consistent monthly income. And then there is interest, what is it called? Rent bumps.
Yes, there's
rent bumps
every
that
5
happen.
years.
So that was year 1 to 5, and then year 6 to 10, it would be a projection of $628 a month. Years 11 to 15, a projection of $691.03 a month. And then 16 to 20 is $760 a month. Of course, we don't know how long we are going to keep it, but we have a 20-year lease, so.
Yes, we have a 20-year lease with already negotiated rent bumps. On your $120,000 investment, if we were to hold for the entire period, you would make $160,000 projected. That's not including the payback from your investment, right? That's just profit. We're not factoring in the 120 into that. And then also that doesn't count for appreciation either.
And that, I think, is the most exciting part, and that's what makes me want to sell everything and get into this deal.
Yeah.
Because I love that, one, there's steady cash flow, and two, that the market is now leaning towards triple N, and this is new construction in prime land. And it's gonna sell, for really well. I mean, we expect 1.5 to 3 times a return. I think that's conservative, but obviously no guarantees again. But I think like that is really great for however long we hold it, and we'll look at selling at year 6, 11, or 17.
After one of those rent bumps, exactly. So if we, projecting an overall 17% annualized return, right? If we sell for a conservative amount within the first 6 years, that's kind of what we're projecting. But again, it could go any which ways as far as the appreciation side goes, which is so exciting because the cash flow is so heavy. The fact that there's also appreciation on top of it is just like mind blowing.
Yeah, and that 17.26% that we are suspecting or that we're targeting for that annualized return, that can be compared to like the stock market, which the average is 7%, 8%.
Yeah.
And then you can compare that to like a CD that's probably 3 or 4%.
Yeah, if that.
And then obviously if it's sitting in your savings account or even your checking account, you're probably making no money on that.
Yeah, I mean, even a high yield savings account is 4% a year. That's lower than inflation right now, So if you have funds that are just sitting in a savings account, I mean, this is something I would put that into, if I was in that position, because it's essentially is just that. It's money sitting in an account, but it's getting you a way better return than your savings right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and our partners have so much experience in the space. I mean, they, personally own 65 million in triple net. They make $1 million a year in passive income from their triple net investments. And they have
so crazy.
That's goals. Honestly.
Goals. Hashtag goals.
And they have over 20 years of experience, not only in early child care centers, but also in triple net. So it's kind of like a ballpark team and a ballpark deal.
And I will tell you that I have spent many, many hours with her on the phone. She is a dear friend of mine, Julie, who's my partner, who's our partner in this. And I can vouch that she is absolutely incredible, super business-minded, super high ethical values. And I'm just a huge fan of her and her husband.
Great. Well, I am too, with what I've known and gotten to know about her. She's amazing. So guys, if you are interested, you can click the link in the description to reserve your investment. We're also going to have our full webinar replay in the description in case you do want to sit down. There's a huge Q&A at the end of it, which was awesome. Like the Q&A was amazing, the questions that we got answered. So go ahead and check that out. And of course, if you ever have any questions, just reach out. It's goodgoodinvesting@gmail.com.
Yes, absolutely. We look forward to hearing from you, and we hope that you jump on this deal if it resonates and it fits with your wealth plan.
Yeah, we look forward to partnering with you. All right. Well, until next week. Don't invest good?
Invest twice as good.
Bye.